Welcome, friends. We are continuing our read-through of Consider the Source, a Design for Living and Study Guide by Dr. Jenny Finn, picking up today, page 23, Cultivate Personhood. There will never be another person like you. Each one of our lives is a one-of-a-kind gift, a gift that is well worth exploring and sharing with the world around us. The more we get to know who we are, the more our lives become a gift we give to others. For the gift of life to be known, we must go beneath the surface of who we think we are and get curious about what else is there. Source design guides us to build a culture where we all come alive, starting with getting to know the design of our own lives. This is what it means to cultivate personhood. The word cultivate means to till, like turning over the dirt in a garden to prepare for planting. The word person comes from the Latin word that means to sound through. We cultivate our personhood by turning over the ground of who we think we are to discover more of who we truly are. When we do this, we become better friends with ourselves and clearer vessels for life to sound through us. In this design, there are 3 practices to cultivate personhood. Get to know your humanness. Get to know the sacredness of life. Grow your self-awareness. We get to know who we are by getting to know what it means to be human. This starts with understanding our bodies and what goes on within and around them. This includes getting to know the families we come from, the systems we live with, and the places we live. We also strengthen the relationship we have with ourselves by exploring the mysteries of life and how they inspire us. We grow self-awareness by regularly getting to know our strengths and areas of growth with the support of a person we trust. With a place, community to practice with, and a trusted mentor, these new ways of cultivating personhood can become habits if we practice them for a while. It can be uncomfortable to get to know ourselves, especially when we encounter parts of ourselves we do not like. Many of us have learned to hide from what we do not like about ourselves and to seek perfection. It can be confusing and scary to enter unknown territory within ourselves. To keep us from this discomfort, we might tell ourselves that we are what we are, life is what it is, and not much will change. This might allow us to avoid change and keep us more comfortable, but it also keeps us from discovering more of who we are and more fully living our lives. Each of us is a mystery. We will never fully know ourselves. We can learn how to love ourselves for who we are by learning how to love more of who we are. When we cultivate personhood, we get to know life in the unique way it moves through us. When we know and love more of who we are, we love the world better. And the world needs more life and more love right now. The practices. Get to know your humanness. The body is the home of our experience, where we feel, think, sense, and intuit our lives. In a culture that invites us away from our bodies every day, getting to know our humanness takes some effort. Learning practices that reconnect us to our bodies is the first step. There are many practices to choose from. A few examples include breath work, yoga, dance, meditation, body-centered therapy, running, and mindfulness. More than the practice itself, it is the commitment to a consistent practice that brings us into a deeper relationship with our bodies. Strengthening the relationship we have with our bodies allows us to be more present to the moment. This connects us more deeply to the world, to the people and places we belong to, where the sacredness of life is known. Get to know the sacredness of life. We all have moments that take our breath away. A sunset, saying goodbye to someone we love, a delicious peach, or the softness of a kitten's fur. The moments that inspire and connect us to each other remind us that life is a gift, as do the moments of grief and pain. We do not have to simply wait for moments to happen to experience the sacred. The connection and inspiration we feel in a passing moment can be known through practices like prayer, music and art making, religious services, walks in the woods, mindfulness, cooking, and studying sacred texts. Those are just a few examples of practices that connect us to a sense of wonder, reverence, and awe. We are much more likely to recognize the sacred in our everyday lives when we regularly practice getting to know it. Grow your self awareness. We grow self awareness by reflecting on our strengths and areas of growth with people we trust. A mentor in a community can help us to see our blind spots in ways we cannot see our own. A mentor is someone we trust deeply who loves us for who we are. Some examples include a trusted friend, a pastor or rabbi, a grandparent, or a therapist. A community helps us become more self aware by asking us good questions, loving us when we fail, celebrating our growth, and working through conflict with maturity and care. When we are willing to be vulnerable with a trusted person and community, we strengthen the relationship we have with ourselves and make our lives a gift that we can give back to the community and beyond. Cultivate Personhood study questions. What is unique about you? What do you love about yourself? Are you willing to ask yourself hard questions to see what you might need to change in your life? After reading this section, what is your immediate next step in cultivating your personhood? Where do you feel most alive in your life? Do you know why? Where do you not experience vitality in your life, and why? What is your relationship with your body? How could you strengthen your relationship with your body? What is sacred to you? How do you know it is sacred versus just something you value or is important to you? How do you build a relationship with the sacred? What are 3 of your strength and growth areas? Can you identify people who are strong in your areas of growth? If so, what can you learn from them? How has your past made you who you are? What ways of being did you carry with you from your past that support your growth? And what do you need to let go of? What habits do you have that keep you from living fully? What habits support your thriving? When you know a habit needs to change, what do you do? What do you count on for help?